Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So a couple of days ago, the Office of National Statistics, popularly known as ONS, released certain figures to show the impact of the new immigration policies proposed by the government to reduce net migration and how these policies have been able to impact either positively or negatively on the number of net migration in the United Kingdom. So in this video, we're going to be having conversations about the impact or the effect of some of those changes on the numbers or the new figures released by ONS. I also have conversation about their future plan on immigration policies and how this is going to affect you and I as immigrants living and working in the United Kingdom. There are quite a number of interesting things we're going to talk about on these numbers. How increasing the salary threshold has affected the number of immigrants coming and living in the UK. How students being stopped from bringing in their dependents have affected the new numbers released or the new figures released by the Home Office. We're going to have a detailed chart about all of that in this video. So if you're an immigrant to the UK or not always an immigrant and you think this video will be resourceful to them, please share this video to them. And if you're coming across this channel for the first time, do well to hit on the subscribe button to join the amazing growing family. And my channel subscribers, thank you guys for being here. I really do appreciate you guys. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. Guys, are you looking at transitioning into data analytics and you're clueless on how to go about it? I've got a good news for you. TechDrive will be organizing a 6-week intensive training in data analytics from the 20th of January 2025. Now, during the course of the training, you're going to be trained on how to use advanced Excel for creating automated reports, creating ETL pipelines with SSIS, interrogating and manipulating data with SQL, and ultimately creating a business intelligence report on Power BI. So what are you waiting for? Send an email to techdrive06@gmail.com to get all the details of the training scheduled to start in January 2025, or check out our website www.techdriveuk.com and get all the details that you need to transition into tech today. And trust me guys, you'll be glad you did. So send that email, check out the website, and I'll see you guys in class. Reducing net migration was one of the priority of the past governments, as the Conservative government. And one of the things the Labour government also sold to the British people was their plan and strategies to reduce net migration further, and put in some new measures, put in some new immigration policies to help this come to reality. Now, a couple of days ago, the ONS released new figures to show how the net migration has been decreasing and the impact of some of the policies that were implemented earlier this year. And these are some of the figures that has been released. Now, official figure shows that 728,000 people came to the UK in the year to June 2024, fewer than in the previous 12 months. So basically, we can actually see a little bit significant decrease in the number of people coming into the UK. So from this information, it's saying that the number of people that came into the UK in the year to June 2024 has decreased compared to the previous year, same time previous year. Now, the fall was greater than expected because the estimated number of people who came in the year to June 2023 has been revised up sharply to 906. So it means that from 906,000 people that came the previous year up to June 2023, there's a decrease to about 728,000 people that came into the UK in the year to June 2024. Now, this decrease is really not so significant, and I think one of the things that the previous Home Office Secretary mentioned was that they're planning to massively decrease the number of people coming into the UK. But looking at the statistics, it looks like some of the measures they've put in place has not really been so effective to massively reduce the number. But this is just a drop of of about 906,000 to 728,000. It's not even up to 200,000 decrease in the number of people coming into the UK. However, the plan is these figures would definitely reduce over time, and some of the policies got implemented in April, some got implemented in January, and this figure is based on the number of people that have come into the UK up to June. So we're hoping that by the time they release figures of people coming to the UK till December 2024, we're hoping that some of these numbers would have probably massively increased. Now, how many people came to the UK? Now, net migration, of course, is the number of people coming into the UK and minus the number of people leaving. And this shows a figure of 728,000. Now, the provisional figure from the Home Office, from the Office of National Statistics was released, and this is a 20% drop from the number of people who came in the previous year. So the number of people, the decrease is actually 20% compared to probably the 50, 60, 70% people actually expecting that would happen based on the policy that were implemented. Now, the ONS estimated that 1.2 million people are expected to come into the country, and instead of getting 1.2 people, which was the estimate, the forecasted value, only 728 people actually, that's the net migration. Now, according to them, this shows that about 479,000 people actually left the United Kingdom. Now, the validity of that, we probably leave that to the NS to actually decide. However, the point is the planning based on the trend of the number of people coming into the UK in previous year. The forecast was that 1.2 million people should come into the UK, but with the look of things, they actually got only 728 people, and they are hoping, or saying that over 400 people actually left the United Kingdom. That was why the net migration was able to drop to that reasonable extent. Now, out of the over 1.2 million people who came into the UK between the 12 months up to June 2024, what is the percentage of people coming in now? According to the figures released, 5% were actually British national. That's about 58,000 people. Now, 10% of that figure, which is about 116,000, are EU nationals from Norway, Iceland, Switzerland, and all of those EU countries. While the major bulk of 86% of people coming into the UK, about 1 million people, were from the non-EU countries. So, of course, we know this is like public knowledge that most of the people coming to the UK at the moment are actually non-EU, nationals, immigrants, basically. And out of the 1 million non-EU national coming into the UK, the figure or the statistic also shows that 82%, which is about 845,000 people, were of working age between 16 to 64 years. 17%, which is about 179,000, were children under 16 years. 8%, which is about 84,000, claimed asylum either after arriving via a regular route or arriving irregularly, for example, via small boats across the English Channel. So it shows that majority of people coming to the UK as immigrants are actually the working class or the working group. Now, among non-EU migrants, the most common nationals to the UK for both work-related and study-related reasons were Indians. So it means that most of the non-European nationals coming into the UK are actually Indians. So yeah, that's some of the figures that has been released by the Home Office. Now the question is, how has this really impacted those coming to the UK as students and on the graduate visa? Now the truth is, in January, it's a public knowledge. In January, immigrants or international students are no longer to bring in their dependents, except the student is coming into the UK for a research program. And it's just like there's been a massive number of people applying for a research-related program in order for them to be able to bring in their families and dependents. And according to the Home Office, 432,225 students were issued visas in the year ending June 2024. Now that's 13% fewer than the previous year. So it means that there's just a 13% decrease in the number of students coming to the UK, which is not a massive decrease as expected, but that's the figures released by the Office of National Statistics. Now, in the year ending June 2024, 94,253 visas were issued to student dependents, which is 39% fewer than the previous year. So obviously, there's going to be a massive decrease in the number of dependent visas being issued due to the the inability of international students being able to bring in their dependent while studying. Now, since January 2024, international postgraduate students have not been able to bring in their dependents unless their course is a research program. Now, students who have already completed their degree can stay in the UK for 2 years or 3 years if you're applying for, if you're applying with a doctoral degree. So one of the questions that has really been in the mind of so many people is it actually worth coming to the UK at a time like this? Now, in as much as the UK government and the Home Office are actually putting in so many measures to make it a little bit less attractive for international students or those coming into the UK on the health and care visa from moving into the United Kingdom, the truth still remains that many of the universities are actually suffering from some of these policies. And one of the ways they're trying to cushion their plans, is to increase the tuition fee, which is really unreasonable at the moment. I saw a particular MBA program in one of the UK universities, and the cost is about £35,000 to cost this. Who's actually going to pay that amount of money? People are actually paying, but in my opinion, I think it doesn't really make sense. And one of the things, I had this conversation with a couple of people a couple of days ago, and one of the things they mentioned is Now, the ONS is releasing the number of people that came into the UK. They're releasing the figures on the number or the decrease or increase in the number of net migration. People are actually asking, why are they not releasing the income that are generated or that is being generated by the Home Office or by the UK government through immigration? So they should also release the figure that, the contract actually made 1.5 billion pounds, hypothetically 1.5 billion pounds, in revenue from immigration. So while you're trying to show the British people the number of people coming to the UK and the number of, the decrease in the number of people entering the country, they should also show the number, or the amount of money being generated by the government through immigration and via the student route and all of those interesting stuff. But anyway, those are some of the figures that has been released by the ONS, and I would like to hear your thoughts about these figures. Do you think that some of the policies are actually been effective? From my opinion, I think 20% reduction is not really a whole lot. However, we need to give time to see how those policies are actually going to impact the net migration. So we're hoping that the new figure that will be released probably for the next 3 months, we'll get to see like a massive impact of some of those policies, hopefully. But yeah, we're going to be on the lookout for that. If you have any question around UK immigration, transition into tech, anything, that has to do with living or or working in the United Kingdom or the developed countries, state those questions in the comment section. And if you're coming across my channel for the first time, do also hit on the subscribe button to join the amazing growing family. And by telling subscribers, thank you guys for being there. I really do appreciate you guys. So this will be the end of this video, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you.